Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over all of the series that I want to finish in 2024. Now I am going to do a little caveat to this because there are a lot of series that I've started over the course of the past couple of years. I had to have started these series in 2023 and there is one exception to this. Only one. If you aren't familiar with me, hi, how are you? My name is Jolie. I am a serial series starter, and then I don't continue with the series. And it has nothing to do with how good or bad the books are. It genuinely has everything to do with my brain and not being able to focus on a single world for too long. There's a lot that I've started, and there's a lot that I really want to finish, and I'm dubbing 2024 as the year that I finish these series. I don't care what it takes. I feel it in my bones to my core. This will be the year that I finish all of the series, most of the series that I've started. Let's just get right into it because I do have quite a few that I'm going to talk about here today. And yeah. Also, in order to help me kind of like prioritize videos, if there are any series that you guys want to see a dedicated reading vlog for, please let me know down in the comments because I will happily do that. I just want to know which ones y'all want to see first. Okay. So the first one, and arguably my most saddening as of yet, is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I have all of them in their paperbacks and their original covers. And to be so honest with you, I've annotated them for the most part. This is not supposed to be a video. We're not talking about that specifically. However, I do want to go through and get the new covers so that I can like destroy the new covers whenever I inevitably go through and read them. Okay, I went to go put them away. But yeah, so one of my biggest priorities this year is finishing up the Throne of Glass series. I'm a ride or die for Aelin Galathinius, and I haven't even finished the series. And at this point, I feel like the only reason why I haven't finished it is because I'm genuinely terrified. Like, I'm terrified. I'm too invested. It's been too long. You don't understand. I started these books back when I was like 15. I started the books when I was 15 years old. That was like the first time I read Throne of Glass. Too far into it without having any context for how the series ends, and I feel like that's just not great. It's not great. It's something that I'm going to correct this year. It's just gonna take me some willpower. Now, on that same strain, I also have the ACOTAR series. Now, I was not fortunate enough to get the original ACOTAR books. I have two in paperback, and I have ACOWAR and its hardcover because one of my lovely followers on Book Talk, she sent me one. So I really want to finish these. I also am on the scavenger hunt. I know Frost and Starlight did, but I think that was the last one that had the original covers before they changed them. But yeah, I mean, I'm really disappointed that I haven't finished these books. I actually started these this year though. So this is like true to the video. Funny story, ACOWAR not necessarily put me into a reading slump, but like this was the last book that I read May before I went into a 3-month long reading slump. I got halfway through it and then put it down because I was in a reading slump, and then I didn't pick up another book until June or July, something like that. So that was fun. That was grand. But yeah, I really want to get to them, and if you have been wanting me to read these, I'm going to. I promise you I will. It's going to be 2024 because I do really want to get to the Crescent City series. I really want to start reading those books. Oh wait, I probably can't put all these books away because I need them for my thumbnail. Next, this was if you guys haven't seen, I did a video talking about all of the series that I've started but haven't finished. I'll link that like somewhere up top, but I specifically talked about the Naturals series. I loved the first one, The Naturals. I absolutely loved it, gave it 5 stars. And then I just never finished the rest of the quartet just because I go through this weird phase where like I start the book, I love it, I want to continue on with the series, and then I just don't. I don't pick up the next book. So this definitely fell victim to that, but I'm super excited to read these books. I really want to read them. And here's the thing, like I never want anybody to feel like because I didn't finish the series, it reflected poorly on the first book. It's mental illness in it. So yeah, don't think these books were bad because they're not. I'm just me. I'm just a girl. Next, I have the Twisted series by Anna Huang. Now, this one does have a little bit more of a reason. I read Twisted Love. This was one of my first more like darker romance that I ever read. That's not necessarily true. I did read Haunting Adeline. That was my first dark, unhinged romance. This was my first romance with darker theme. So it wasn't like fluffy romance. You know what I'm talking about. I shouldn't be explaining this. Anyways, at one point in this book, Alex sang to the FMC, and it really scarred me. I'm not even gonna lie. It's one of my like most hated tropes when the guy is either like a musician or something. Like a musician I can handle, but like he actually like sang to her like during karaoke, and it triggered me. It was not an enjoyable experience. Anyways, but I really want to read Twisted Games because I know that's a lot of people's like favorite out of the whole series. So I'm really excited about it. And I will say the only reason why I've been really not wanting to read it, I did not like the brother in Twisted Love, which is the MMC in this book. So I don't know how I'm going to handle reading that. But yeah, so I really want to get to these. I will. This is just more of a taboo series for me in terms of like, will I or will I not read it? All right, then getting on to a more dark romance scheme. I want to finish the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. I read Hooked. If you've seen the reading vlog, I did a reading vlog with this book in it. And I enjoyed it. I really loved Emily McIntyre's writing. Like, that's what sold the rest of the series for me. I didn't love this specific one because it's a Peter Pan inspired story. And we've talked about this. Peter Pan is my lifeline. I love that story. I know a lot about J.M. Barrie and the writing, like the actual story. There was a lot that she pulled from the original Peter Pan that just like, it felt kind of weird to me. It wasn't my favorite just in terms of like storylines, but the writing was so freaking bingeable. It's ridiculous. So I'm really excited to get to the rest of these because I know I'm just going to be able to like fly through them because literally like I feel like I read this book in a couple hours. Like it was like 2.5, 3 hours collectively that I was reading and I was done with it. And I think they're on Kindle Unlimited too. So it's like you can't get much better than that, you know? All right. Then one of my most anticipated series that I want to finish this year is the Magnolia Parks series. Okay. I know it's a genuine travesty that I haven't finished these books yet. I understand that, considering that Magnolia Parks itself is my Roman Empire. I don't know what it is about this book specifically that has me in a chokehold, but it does. It's very cathartic if you've ever been in a toxic relationship. Yeah, if you don't know what these books are about, I probably should have been explaining these all the entire time, but I feel like a lot of these are just so well known that I really don't want to explain them. You know what I mean? But like this one, because I know some people heard about it, but they haven't heard what it's about. It follows, there's two storylines. So there's the Magnolia Parks storyline, and then there's the Daisy Hates storyline. And Magnolia Parks, it's basically like a British Gossip Girl, but meets mafia. So like Daisy Hates is the mafia aspect of it, and then Magnolia Parks is just like the British Gossip Girl, but they intertwine quite a bit because you see characters from Daisy Hates and Magnolia Parks and apparently vice versa. So they're all interconnected. Like you are supposed to read them. It's supposed to be Magnolia Parks, Daisy Hates, Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, and then Daisy Hates, The Great Undoing. And if I'm being so honest with you, this is my favorite out of all of the covers. I don't know what it is about it that like I love so much, but I genuinely love this book. I love how it feels. I love how it looks. It's just, I have a picture, and it's my favorite picture that I've ever taken of a book, but it's a picture of this book, me sitting in my truck with a little cup of coffee, and it's my favorite picture, literally just because of this. I know everybody loves this cover, and I do love this cover. It's super pretty, but just nothing is going to top this for me, to be honest with you. Like, not even the third Magnolia Parks book. Like, we finally got that cover reveal. Nowhere near this one for me. I don't know what it is. It just scratches an itch in my brain. All right, then we have these thick boys, but that is going to be the Boys of Toman series. I read Binding 13 this summer. Genuinely loved this book. It is thick. Okay, don't get me wrong. The new versions of it though really are not thick and they're super floppy. This is floppy like-ish just because it's heavy. It's not even floppy. This is stiff. It's only floppy because I broke the spine. I loved this book so much. I just did not get into the rest of the series simply because they're super big and I didn't have the brain power to go in and read Keeping 13 right after reading Binding 13, but I love these books. I love the first one. They're all duets about couples. Binding 13 follows Shannon and Johnny when they're in high school. They meet each other. These books are heavy, so I would check trigger warnings though. Then you have Saving Six and Redeeming Six, which follows Alfie. I always forget how to say her name. Like I heard it. I heard it said, and then I forgot how to say it, but Joey and Alfie. Joey is Shannon's brother. So it follows them as a couple. And then there's going to be Taming Seven, which is, I think, Gibbsy. I freaking loved Gibbsy, and that is like my most anticipated read ever. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. I need to go check like when it's supposed to come out. But anyways, I'm excited for Taming Seven, but I need to get these read before Taming Seven comes out. All right, getting down to our last couple here. I have the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. I haven't finished the Dreamland Billionaire series. All I have left in that one is like the second half of Final Offer. I just haven't finished it quite yet. But I read Throttled like late July, something like that. I really enjoyed it. I really like the audiobook too. I listened to it on Libby, and I want to read the rest of the series. It was the only thing is that I really liked the first couple that we followed, and the rest of them are like interconnected standalone, so they're following different couples. And I didn't know how I feel about that, but I really do want to read the rest of these books because I like the F1 like racing thing. I don't think all of them are like that though. I think that was just the first one maybe. I have no idea what the other three are about, nor do I know the couples that follow them, but yeah, I want to read the rest of them. And then this is one that I get asked about quite frequently if I'm going to read them, but that is the Chestnut Spring series. I really want to finish these books, and I honestly think that these are going to be the ones that I'd read in maybe like February, something like that, once I do my Lynn Painter read through. Anyways, that's for another time. I read Flawless. Where is Flawless? I read Flawless this year or last year. Absolutely loved it. Okay. I love Rhett Eaton so much. And everybody's telling me that I'm going to love Bo, and I forgot what book Bo is for, but I absolutely ate this up, and I was lucky enough to get them in the original covers, so I'm super grateful about that. And yeah, I'm super excited about reading these books. This is just like cowboy romance basically. Like it follows different couples too. Hopefully soon, we're hoping. Then the last stack here, I have the Addicted series. Now the only, oh no, Melanie. The only issue with me reading these is that I genuinely have no idea what order these books go in. I'm going to have to look it up. But I read the first 2.5 books out of the first trilogy, which is the Addicted trilogy. So that is Addicted to You, Ricochet, and Addicted for Now. I stopped on Addicted for Now just because this trilogy specifically was really heavy. It has to deal with addictions and check your trigger warnings, but like it's really heavy. It was really heavy, and so I needed to like put it down just for my mental sake, you know what I mean? But I really want to get into these books. I will say, out of this entire video, these are the only books that I was able to actually like read one after another. I was so hooked, and I loved these books so much, so I had to give them 5 stars literally for that, because I went from Addicted to You right into Ricochet, right into Addicted for Now, and then I got, I think, like 25 or 30% into Addicted for Now, and I was like, we're gonna have to put a pause on that one for a little bit. But yeah, they're just so good. I have no idea what the rest of them are about. I do know that they like follow different characters, because the FMC and the Addicted to You trilogy, her name is Lily, and she has a sister named Rose, and so Rose has her own books. And yeah, it's a whole jumble of a mess. I have no idea. And I know that there's like spin-offs too, or like other distant books that are set in this world. And so it's just, yeah, there's a lot of books that I want to get to for this series. This isn't even all of them, but I'm super excited too. So, I mean, I feel like it doesn't feel like a lot, but there are a lot of books on this list that I want to read. There's like 40 books just in this video. That's literally a third of what I want to read for this year. So quite a few, but I'm really excited and I have high hopes for all of these. What I want to do is at the end of the year is reflect on this video just to see how many I actually got through. Don't know if that's gonna actually happen, but we'll see. But yeah, like I said, if there are any like dedicated reading vlogs that you guys want to see, put them in the comments. It just gives me a good way to gauge what I should do first and what I should prioritize. Right now I just kind of go off of how many people ask me to, so the ones that I get requested to read like the most, then that's kind of what I do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. What books are on y'all's TBR for 2024? Let me know. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys have a lovely Friday or whatever day you're watching this. Yeah, don't forget to find me somewhere else on the internet. I have all my links in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one.